Hello, live chatters and mad hatters. Today is Sunday, November 13th, 2022. Watching about a bunch of squirrels outside. Oh, there's some birds too outside my office. It's a beautiful sunny day in November in Portland, Oregon. Unusually dry weather. And California dreaming. Michelle, hello from Central Florida. Nice to see you. Anyway, as I was saying, today is November 13th, 2022. We've had about 6 straight days of dry weather in November, and we're going to have another 6 after a really wet beginning. So I'm very happy. The sun's coming out once again after a foggy morning. I'm going to go on a little bike ride around the corner. And yeah, we can't beat the sun in November in Oregon when it's supposed to be absolutely miserable. Anyway, welcome to the your live video chat on YouTube. Has occurred every Sunday since June of 2017, going on our 6th year, where we answer questions about mental health recovery. We do not diagnose, we do not treat, but we answer questions, and most importantly, we let you folks connect with one another and build community, 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 which is what has a tremendous effect in healing from depression. Speaking of which, I have not pitched my book in quite some time. If I can find the cover. Healing from Depression, 12 Weeks to a Better Mood, a Body, Mind, Spirit Recovery Program. I wrote this book in 2001, 21 years ago. It's only selling about 200 copies a year. Really, I mean, considering how much good information is in there, it's a diamond in the rough. So if you haven't already checked it out, go look at it, Amazon.com, and tell your friends about it. Mohammed Ashanat from Gaza, who was having a lot of troubles with depression. Last I checked, and he wasn't doing too badly. Inspector Clouseau, nice to see you. Jennifer Tiana, I love you. Alex Jones from Seattle. Susan Jones from Virginia. Inspector Clouseau, I'm not quite sure where you're from, or where you're living, I mean. And who else have we got here? Katiana from Poland. Haven't seen you, but I love Poland. A lot of friends of mine have relatives there. Well, it's been quite a week in the U.S. midterm elections. Not really talking about politics, but let's just say that I, for one, am relieved. So I posted 2 videos recently. One was yesterday, Can Stimulants Help with Depression? And the one on Friday was How to Deal with Job Search Depression. So has anybody seen either of those videos where one I talk about what happens when you're looking for work and you can't find any, how that affects your mood, and the other is that the novel use of stimulants, psychostimulants like ADHD drugs like Adderall, Ritalin, Concerta to help people who have poor executive functioning in the left prefrontal cortex who get depressed as a result. Once their executive functioning is restored to normal, sometimes their depression just lifts. Certainly happened with a good friend of mine, a story I tell on the video. Derek 032789 is also relieved. Well, that makes 2 of us. Calgary, Alberta. Well, you're not relieved because don't live in America. Joan and Cyrus Wick. Yes. Where is my phone? My God, it's in the. Oh, I want to show everybody a picture of Cyrus Wick, and my phone is somewhere in the back room. I'm gonna have to grab it. Sunny day in Rio de Janeiro. You're in Brazil. You just you had your own elections, which I'm also relieved about. Hey, Annecy, Oklahoma. Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the rain. Okay, who can tell me where that came from? Probably most of you who are younger can't. Inspector Clouseau, you're from the UK. You like Peter Sellers, of course, except Peter Sellers, I think, was American. Or was he? Is it Sunday again? I guess it is. Your favorite Uncle Hubert. Happy Sunday, says Lazy Eye Ranch, our regular viewer from Palm Springs, California. I've had to report that I'm doing great today. How are you, Jennifer Tiana? You are looking at a very happy man. You saved my life, Douglas. I intend to name my son after you. He will be Douglas Bloch. Ashanat. You gotta be kidding me. I'm honored, but I don't know how that well is going to go out, in your culture, right? I mean, nobody names their first kids a Douglas Bloch if you're, from an Islamic culture or something. But hey, I'm not gonna knock it. Oh, Inspector Peter Sellers was English. Well, maybe that's why you're naming him after yourself, or you're naming yourself after him. Anyway, so I'm glad You're doing great, Susan Jones. Lazy Eye Ranch is having her favorite stimulant right now, which is probably coffee, except I can't. You know what? I have to hit the escape button, right? Okay, I'm trying to get Lazy Eye Ranch's, hot black coffee. There you have it. I can't drink coffee black. Here's my coffee right here. See the cats on it? Don't we love cats in this world? Aren't they cute? Hey, Joan. In about 20 minutes, I'm going to have to take a break to relieve my hip. And when I do so, I'm going to get my phone with a picture of Cyrus Wick, the new cat we got 4 weeks ago this coming Tuesday. He's a tabby. He's huge. He's beautiful. And he is a heavy dude, 13 and a half pounds. So, 47 people, that's not bad. So we always have two goals in addition to having you guys connect with each other. One is to get 70 viewers at any one time, and more importantly, to have donations of up to $50. I know that doesn't sound like a lot of women. Where's my brain? A lot of money. Yes, that allows me to pay my videographer, who charges me that much a video. One video a month. This is how I'm continuing to maintain this channel. So your donations, it's just like PBS, right? Or public broadcasting. You're sponsoring this channel, and I really agree. 52 people. Well, that's wonderful. All you new people who are new, welcome, welcome, welcome. Do not feel shy about asking questions, identifying yourself, what part of the world you're from. This is an international audience. We got people from South Africa, from the Gaza Strip, Argentina, Rio de Janeiro, as we found out, Brazil. Because depression, it affects everybody from all countries, all nationalities, men, women, boys, girls. Doesn't matter what your race, sexual orientation is. Depression is an equal opportunity destroyer. But it doesn't have to be a destroyer, because there are tools and techniques for healing, including these that I've over the last 50 years, I've gone ahead and created 50 strategies, self-care activities to improve your mood. This has taken me over 30 years to create, and you can get it for free. Here's the back, done by an artist of mine, friend. Boost your psychological immune system, have fun, feed your spirit, all these, find ways to relax. Go to, and I'll put it right here. It's not that difficult to remember. It is https douglasbloch.com. In case you don't know it, I have my own hub page where I have all my books, all my tapes, all my videos, everything I've ever done in the field of mental health recovery is right there at that website, including a free download of that wonderfully resourceful, diagram. Cyrus Wickerwig is a great name. Cats are such unique souls. They deserve unique names. I was going to say we need our first donation, and Kelly Burns, a survivor. Kelly Burns is a survivor from Texas. We got to survive to live in Texas, right? But he's had surgery, brain surgery, heart conditions, hospitalizations like yours truly, and yet he has found a way to overcome them all. He is a hero of mine, and I wish I could meet you. I'm actually going to be in Houston on January 10th on my way to Costa Rica. Come meet me at the airport. There's a huge layover. Although I don't know what part of Texas you live in. Anyway, nice to see you, and thank you for starting us off. $10. We're 20% of the way to 50. That was a wonderful start. Yes, keep up the great work. I intend to. I'm doing this. This is my mission. Having suffered so much from depression since I've been a little child, I decided to take what I've learned. Yeah, let's not be a talking head. Let's do some, listen up to Buddy Doug. Anyway, let's taking the lessons I've learned from my recovery and sharing them with you. All right. Value in you. Thank you. You had a beautiful comment on my YouTube videos. I love you. What can one do if you're having a bad day and you reach out to friends but no one's answering? Jorge Arias, or Arias probably. I don't know. I believe in calling your local crisis line. We have the Multnomah County Crisis Line. I'm actually doing a new, part of my new audiobook. There's going to be a chapter on how to make use of crisis lines. It's called When You Need Someone to Talk to. So they're always around 24 hours a day, and they're very, very well trained. Some of them, like in Portland, have master's degree in psychology. Others are just trained volunteers. But that's one person you can always reach. as well as your counselor if you got one. You can also maybe send some text to some people, maybe in different parts of the country. The culture in the Canadian culture here in Palestine, we name our offspring after people we love regardless. Really? So you can name your offspring over people you like? That's cool. But why don't you just call your son Douglas? Douglas Bloch is kind of a strange name for a first name, right? It's a first and last name. Just call him Doug. Inspector Gluteau, 5 pounds. Thank you so much. I love Peter Sellers' The Pink Panther series, and I love your little picture. Inspector Gluteau, because you've given a donation, your first line, please ask any question you want. And so we are now essentially what's 15 over 50, you guys? Well, divide 5 into both, 3 over 10. So we're 30% of the way to our goal of $50. Thank you very much. Silent unity. That's right. Thank you, Susan Jones. How to stop dissociating, especially in crowds? I'm not quite sure. I know that you get, being around people is traumatic. I would just go, talk to your therapist about getting some techniques and strategies. Fortunately, dissociation is nothing I've ever had to deal with. So, if you're looking for someone to call for a beautiful prayer treatment, they used to be open 24 hours a day. They're not open now. Open from essentially from 3 a.m. to 11 p.m. at least Portland time, and I'm going to say prayer line. And number is 1. This is international. Jorge, you can always call those people. And there's also something called the Oregon Warm Line, which I don't have my phone, but you can call them. They're only open till 11 p.m. Pacific time, but they'll just chat and schmooze with you whenever you want. My new doctor wants to start my Seroquel. Well, I started on Seroquel in January, Jennifer Tiana. I'm very happy with it. There's going to be so many Dougies walking around in the 2023 baby boom. Why do you say that? Douglas is not that much of a popular name. What do we have here? Value in you. Serious Sam. Wow, that's rough. Did the physician direct you to do that? You just get off them. Okay, sounds like he went off drugs pretty quickly. I have to go back and read some of these things. How are you? I'm doing well, Jorge Arias. I had a good sleep last night. That's a big deal. And my knee, I'm probably going to have a knee replacement, you guys, but right now my knee is not in too much pain. Looks like Jennifer Tiana is on the mend here. I'm doing better than last week. 1 week at a time, 1 day at a time. How do you recover from SSRI withdrawal? I don't know. You drink a lot of water and you wait it out. You also go talk to a prescriber who would know some techniques. There's acupuncture, I know. Over time, your body goes back to normal, but definitely talk to a doctor about it. I've never had to deal with withdrawal from any psychiatric drugs, but I know it's a really big deal. You can probably find out a lot about it on the internet. But I do know that the body is resilient, the brain is resilient. Eventually, you can come back to normal. You're relieved to see Kherson, Ukraine liberated, yes, but they're on the verge of a humanitarian crisis. You want to read about it in the New York Times. I sent a small donation. It's best to send direct to you, LS16. Yes, PayPal is the best way because I get 100%. Unfortunately, if I make $50 here on YouTube, they take 37%. Isn't that ridiculous? So I only get 63%. So I only get $31.50 when you guys submit 50. So if you want to send some money to support this channel, and you don't mind, going to a little bit extra work, not really work, but taking a little bit extra time, the best way to send money to me is through PayPal, and you can do it make sure you click friends and family, right? So it's paypal.com. I don't know if some of you have PayPal accounts. It's been around for a long time. And my PayPal address is my email address. Okay, if we can spell address. Oh my, let's try one more time. You know what? I can dictate into here. And my email address is on one of these pieces of paper. It's very simple to remember. DouglasBloch@gmail.com. First and last name at Gmail, all lowercase. That's if you want to send a PayPal donation or just email me in general. All right, looks like you're on Xanax, Alexander Elviha. Right, so let's see what some of you are saying. Lazy Eye Ranch says, I can't get the county mental health clinic to refill my Wellbutrin. Why? Because the psychiatrist for patients over 60 retired 4 months ago. Nurses won't refill until I see a doctor who isn't here. That's horrible. My nurse practitioner here in Portland, Oregon, when I need a refill, he goes like that. Within 24 hours, I have it in my pharmacy. So I'm really sorry to see that. I'm on Wellbutrin too. It's a good medicine. All right. Please be cautious, says Value in You, and I think you're talking about withdrawal from medications. All right, Serious Sam has some things he said that I've completely missed because so many comments here. Anyway, yes, sliding scale therapists are very good, Susan Jones. Thank you for mentioning that to Alex. Yeah, can't they do a virtual visit, says Carissa D. Very, very well put, yes. Xanax has been great for me if used responsibly. It gets a bad rap. I've used Klonopin responsibly in the past, and it's helped me. So yeah, benzodiazepines, they definitely have a darker downside, but when they're used appropriately, as Alex says, not as Alex says, as Jorge says, excuse me, they can be very helpful. Lazy Eye Ranch says she left 6 messages for the nurse. She won't get called back. This is mental health in America. It's so easy for people to fall through the cracks. We simply do not have enough mental health counselors, clinics, funding, you name it. Regardless of your political affiliation, so far the race for the Senate race in Georgia, they've already spent $200 million in TV ads. That's $1/5 of $1 billion. Do you know what that money could do for somebody like Lazy Eye Ranch in terms of getting mental health facilities in her area or anybody here? Do I keep 100% of the money through PayPal? If you send it to friends and family, if you choose that option, yes. Otherwise, I take a 2.9% deduction, but that's better than 33.7 or 37%, don't you think? Which is what Google does. So essentially, I do keep 100%, especially if you put friends and family. All right. No one gives a snuff. In other words, what Inspector Clouseau is saying, we don't really have the mental health services we need in America, the UK, or any place in the world. Serious Sam, you're very welcome. Hopefully you'll do great. It's just that going off can exacerbate the condition temporarily. Okay, so I didn't see the original comment, but obviously Serious Sam is going off medication, maybe have some withdrawal symptoms. Yep, only when it's too late and you have a flip out and then you get hospitalized, meaning it's probably you don't have enough mental health services until you flip out, like you said. So yeah, big problem. We need to have more funding in mental health. This is, we've been saying this forever. Why? Because there's a stigma with mental health issues. Why? Because you can't see them, right? You can see a bunch of people sitting around the room conversing, maybe having dinner together, and one of them could be have serious mental health issues, depression, bipolar, even schizophrenia, and you never know from the outside, right? It's an invisible disease, right? If you're on a wheelchair, if you're on crutches, everybody knows you've got a disability, but if you have depression or any mental health condition, it's inside the brain. It can't be seen. So people just don't understand how devastating these illnesses are unless you've lived through them. 50 people here, not quite the 70. Keep hitting. Oh yeah, that's a big deal. If you hit the like button, that draws people to this live chat and also to the channel. So you don't have to donate a thing. Just the like button, and That'll draw people to live chat. You can get to meet new people. Isn't that great? Drive cars into masses of people? Yeah. I don't think you need to basically do that to get in the hospital. Serious Sam, yes, it's going through Prozac at the minute, through Prozac the last 9 years. I'm tapering and not getting cold turkey though, so I'm helpful. If you go slow enough, I think, I mean, that's what the New York Times article said. If you want to go off antidepressants, they say very, very, very slowly, taper very, very slowly, and of course, always under the care of your physician. Hey, Todd Nobles, haven't seen you in ages. Nice for you to be here. Lazy Red says, this clinic only gives 30 tablets at a time. I get 90. You found an old prescription for only 50 milligrams of Lotributin and expired Neurontin for pain. I'd be in bad shape otherwise. Good for you. You've got that stuff. Both excellent medications. Is remission from depression possible? Yes, sir, Bob. I'm one of those people. A few years ago, I had a breakdown due to my mother's death. Yep, loss will do it. Now, due to a lot of stress, I feel that symptoms are coming back. Now, try to take care of myself more. Absolutely. When you feel a relapse coming on, you need to step up, increase the self-care activities like the ones I talk about in this diagram, and of course, especially, mental, emotional health, self-care. Go ahead and call your therapist. Make a special appointment, to see your counselor when you feel yourself slipping. There are things you can do: get more sleep, take a day off of work, relax, eat some good meals, etc., and reach out to people in general. Inspector Clouseau is taking Celexa, a very, very good medication. N30N, hey Doug, sending love and prayers from Devon, UK. Thank you so much. Compassion-focused therapy approach. Peter, I've never heard of it. Of course, all therapists better be compassionate, otherwise they shouldn't be in the business. Deborah Gray, your videos have really helped me. I'm glad they have. That's what they're for. Reeve Alcod, what nationality are you? I'm curious. Anyway, I'm glad for you that you got a new cat, Mr. Douglas Bloch. Oh, how I feel very sorry for Bruce, the cat that passed away a year ago. I feel sorry for him too, except now that he's dead, he's probably not feeling anything. But I feel sorry for me and Joan because he was a unique and amazing being. As one of my good friends said, he was an evolved soul. It's 27 minutes after the hour. We are 35% of our way towards our goal of $50. If someone could at least even make a $5 donation in the next 3 or 4 minutes, then we'd be at, actually, what are we, 15? A $10 donation would make us 25, that'd get us halfway there. But $5 will be fine. So yes, $5 or $10 donation, just hit the live chat button and put in your credit card. It's that simple. As you can see from the people's comments here, there's a lot of value in what we're doing, and we obviously are not doing it for the profit, right? We're doing it for essentially love, but we do still have to pay for our groceries, etc. So any amount you can afford would be wonderful. Carissa D, had everything but the brain zaps coming off a headache medication. Never felt the things I felt during those days, but it helped me connect to people who deal with depression on a daily basis. Yes, when you suffer, you reach out and you connect with other people with suffering, always a good thing. 67 people. Jack Hendry from Canada. We have talked on the phone. He's a mensch. And £5 from Marius, who often gives us money. These are euros. No, these are 5 euros, excuse me. Marius, what part of Europe do you live in? Anyway, thank you so much for, again, another donation. Regular €5 donation. What part of the UK or what part of Europe do you live in? Always like to know where people are from in terms of the country. Why are some people born happy? Brain chemistry, baby. Brain chemistry, genetics and brain chemistry. That's why some people are born happy. And maybe, cool parents, but usually it's temperament, right? You know that the Greeks knew all about temperament, right? They knew all about the biological cause of depression. They had these things called humors. I'll spell them right now. Not like the Good Humor Man or humor being funny. 56 people. Let's hit that like button, right? I think that's how it's spelled. Anyway, they believe that people are happy or sad different combination of these humors, right? And there's four types. There's choleric, which is kind of energetic and a little bit angry. Sanguine, which is, hey, what me worry I read mad, very calm. Phlegmatic, kind of like stuck in the mode. And finally, melancholic. Melancholia, which is the Greek root for melancholy, means black bile. So the Greeks thought that when people were depressed, they had too much black bile in them. People who were for choleric had too much red bile in them. I think sanguine people had yellow bile. And the whole idea is the combination of these humors, we would call them now, neurotransmitters, created people's temperaments. But they were smart enough to know that people do not come out of the room tabula rasa as a blank slate. People come in with specific temperaments. Anybody who's known children can tell you this. I was very uptight and nervous. My brother was calm as can be. So, he's a Taurus, I'm a Pisces. What can I tell you? So, we are born happy or sad, partially because of our brain chemistry and our temperament, which we get partially from genetics and partially, I think, from karma. I do believe in reincarnation. 55 people exactly halfway through the hour. We are at essentially a little over $20 in donations. And here we are, Jorge Arias, who steps up to the plate every time. Thank you so much, Jorge. Hey, Joan? Do you mind bringing my phone? It's either in the bathroom or the back room. Thank you, Jorge. We're now up to 30 people. Very Saturnine, very good. You know your terms. Saturnian also is another word. Saturn, of course, in Greek astrology, was the heaviest planet. It meant seriousness, gravity, gravitas, which is good, but it also means melancholic. I have a lot of Saturn in my energy. I have a really strong Saturnian quality, but that's good. No rain, no rainbows. Wow, Todd Noblace, that is amazing. I love that. I love that quote. Thank you. It's like, if life gives you lemons, make lemonade. No rain, no rainbows. I'm going to put that somewhere. So what does that mean? It means that we have to go through the pain to get to the joy, right? Yes. Lazy Ranch, I'm usually cheerful in spite of having a lot to deal with. Yes, you've had a tough life, Lazy Ranch. You must have a generally sanguine temperament. I think staff at the clinic don't believe I'm depressed because I smile in spite of being sad. So, don't cover up your sadness. Go in there and start bawling and tell them, your life is not worth living. Then they'll give you some medication.
I don't see it.
You don't see it? It's probably in the back room, or it's in the bathroom. Anyway, I'll take a look for it. This one's for you, collective. Okay, Carissa D said, there's the rainbow that we're looking for. Today's going to be a good day. Yep. What did they say? Today's the best day of the rest of your life. There's a very incredible quote. Nice to see Inspector Clusay and Uncle Hubert and Lazy Ranch here. How is Igor and the Raven? That's Lazy Ranch's pet. I'm going to have the rest of my coffee. I'm going to have some green tea. In a couple of minutes, to relieve the stress on my hip, I am going to look for my phone so I can show those of you who haven't seen him a picture of Cyrus Wick. If not, I'll get Joan's phone. Hey, $20. Robert Jenkins. Robert Jenkins used to give us $20 donations when he was on here with severe OCD. A tremendous pain, suffering. He was hospitalized, and that seemed to make a huge difference. It turned things around. $20. Hey, Doug, hope you are doing good. Sorry for calling so early. Friday, laugh out loud. He called me. Didn't quite wake me up, but it was like 8 in the morning Pacific time, and I'm usually fast asleep. The chat went very well with our friend. Yes, truly believe that in time he will recover like I did. Yes, I referred someone named Veggie Metal, who had OCD, harm OCD, just like Robert, and they connected, they had a talk, and Robert is now mentoring him. When we get better, it's our, look at that squirrel. It's our duty to help other people get better. Someone reaches out to us, we have to reach out to someone else. What is it? One good deed deserves another. Absolutely. The chat went very well with our friend. I truly believe that in time he will recover like I did. Otherwise, I'm enjoying life and being alive. You see, there it is. You know, what goes down must come up. May I say that? I've known so many people who've been on the brink of despair, even suicide. And I think Robert might have had some of those fleeting feelings. But even if he did, he was suffering a tremendous amount. And he was down, 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 down in the depths of despair. But guess what happened? He rose like the phoenix. Must come up. There it is right there. So, what is my power animal, as they say in shamanism? Here it is. Let me go ahead and get the full screen. How do I do that? I guess I have to click here. Yeah, right here. From the ashes I rise. Isn't that a great woman who used to be a regular contributor here, at least, participant? Julie Hayes made this for me. Absolutely beautiful. So this is what happens. Robert Jenkins rose from the ashes. Kelly Burns rose from the ashes. Douglas Bloch rose from the ashes. Lazy Eye Ranch rose from the ashes. That's what we do. We rise from the ashes. Anybody, and many, many other people on this channel who are on this live chat, I'm sure, have risen from the ashes. As a matter of fact, raise your hand if you've risen from the ashes. Yes, jokes. Well, Kelly Burns told this joke. In my yoga class, I came to yoga class, my teacher was a little bit drunk. He really put me in an awkward position. Thank you, Kelly Burns. It is 35 minutes to the hour. We now have, I think we have about $5 more to meet our goal. Any jokes today? I just told one. Nothing tops a plain pizza. That's a joke. Yeah, some of the best jokes I've gotten from you guys. So please, anybody, stand up, raise their hand. There's a guy named Jared. Oh yeah, from last time, right. I called the tinnitus hotline, but it kept on ringing. Isn't that brilliant? I'll say it again. I'll even type it out. It's so good. Oops. Lazy eye, my dictation's not working, so I called I don't know how to spell tinnitus, do you? Tinnitus hotline, but it kept on. Okay, someone explain to me why that joke is funny. That pun yesterday with the fun guy, that was criminally bad. I'm not quite sure. Mushroom salesman was a fun guy. Is that what I said? I called the tinnitus hotline and it kept on ringing. Igor and Elisa have left, but their two offspring, born last spring, stayed alive. One is very friendly, vocal, especially when his food dish is empty. I call him Igor Jr. Cool. Lots of love from the UK, says Inga Busiak. Thanks for your podcast. I imagine to get through this. Lots of low points. Your voice is very soothing. You are now feeling sleepy. You are now feeling sleepy. Oh, I'm hypnotizing myself right here on the air. Is this supposed to be a joke from Carrie? I'll put it out there. Once a couple believed in reincarnation. Life is a chronic nagger, making her husband long for death. He died, then she died. He returned as a dog and she is a flea. That's got a strange joke, but I understand what you're getting at, right? And Julianne, $10. We are now definitely over the $50 mark. Thank you so much. Julianne, I haven't seen you here before. Thank you so much for your donation. You want to tell us something about yourself, what part of the world you live in, and more importantly, do you have a question that I can answer? I would love to. Sending love and prayers to all you out there. Jay Breeder 99, yes. Ever have agoraphobia? Yes, sir. Rebob, when I was highly anxious. I had a hard time leaving the house. Thank you again, Robert Jenkins, for your $20 donation. Thank you again, Julianne. Thank you again, Jorge Arias. Thank you again, Marius. And thank you again, whoever made the first donation. Thank you all. Carissa says, yeah, Julianne, yeah. My doctor told me my DNA was backwards, and I said, and? Where do you get these? A flea on the moon is a lunatic. Oh my God. Yeah, elephant's a great animal. Okay, so knee surgery, arthritis. It's 40 minutes after the hour. I'm going to stand up. I'm going to quickly go leave this screen for maybe 30 seconds, see if I can find my phone. But more importantly, I have to get my knees moving. After about 40 minutes, even in a car, it feels like someone's taking a hammer and going pound, pound, pound on my kneecaps. So if I get up and walk around, and I will check my PayPal. Thank you, Always Learning. I love your name, by the way. Yeah, that took me a minute. Yes, that was very good. Kelly Burns, your jokes are great. Please free anytime you want to. I think he was the one who said nothing tops a plain pizza. Anyway, boys and girls, I'll be back in 30 seconds. This is the Depression Recovery live chat coming to you live from Portland, Oregon. That was when I was young. My parents said, I hear that Oregon has a lot of forests. I said, Oregon, where is that? Is that sort of like in the middle of nowhere? Did I ever believe when I was 18 years old I'd be moving to the state? Not in a million lifetimes, and yet 6 years later I showed up. Life is what happens when you're busy making other plans, right? Everything that is important that has happened to you and me and everyone else, we never would have anticipated. And that's why we should never give up when we're suicidal, because we never know what's around the corner. We never know what tomorrow may bring. Oh my God, there are some beautiful birds out here, goldfinches. Oh my goodness. Joan, check out the bird feeder. Yeah, Lazy Eye Ranch. Kelly Burns is awesome. And Always Learning is an awesome name. Doctor, I feel like a pair of drapes. Please pull yourself together. Yes, I've heard that. Thank you, Inspector Clouseau. Bad, huh? Doctor gave a man 6 months to live. He didn't pay after 6 months, he hadn't paid his bill. Doctor says, okay, I'll give you another 6 months. That's from the Catskills. Reeve says, I quit social media last year, Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, and I couldn't be happier. I agree. Social media has a dark side. By the way, if anybody has not seen this Netflix documentary, it's called The Social Dilemma. No one has mentioned about my tinnitus joke. Come on, someone's got to say it's a good joke. If you want to learn about the dark side of social media, go watch that documentary. I hope when I eventually choke to death on gummy bears, people will say I was killed by bears and leave it at that. That I don't get. But Lazy Eye Ranch has got a lot of good jokes from her father, right? Maury Amsterdam? Good memory, Doug. Okay, back in 35 seconds. If I can, I have to get my knees moving, otherwise it's way too painful. And you might be graced with a picture of Cyrus Wick. Yes, I am getting up, Jennifer. Look, Jennifer's looking after me. I love it. This is going to take time. Oh my God. Oh my God, don't get old. Ah, boys and girls, thank you for letting me exercise my knees. What have I missed? The show must go on. Thank you. Anyway, someone made a joke right before I left. My landlord told me we need to talk about the heating bill. Sure, I said. My door is always open. Oh, that's very good. That's very good. I gotta go ahead and go ahead and copy that one also. I will be honest, I find it hard to stay positive amidst unemployment. Of course, that's why I did that video called How to Deal with Job Search Depression, especially when I get scammed out of some money recently. I also not a single reply from companies I've applied to. Isn't that bad? Look at the Flashback Friday that I published on Friday, November 11th. How to respond to or deal with job search depression. You certainly, Agileric 1987, have a reason to be down, but keep on keeping on. I love the ringing joke too, Douglas. Always hear bells. Yes, well, that was not my joke. That was Jared's joke. All right. I'm now reading what happened while I was gone. All right. The first car in the Bible, the Spirit drove Adam and Eve out of the garden. Oh my God, that was really bad. Value in you. Now there's a dad joke if I've ever heard one. Chris, what were you referring to? Yeah. Oh, my door is always open? Yeah, maybe that was the bad joke. I mean, the dad joke. Really, last Sunday on 60 Minutes, excellent segment on toxic social media. Watch it when you can. Yeah. Well, go watch The Social Dilemma. Only 50 people now. Come on, let's hit that like button. It's 46 minutes after the other. This is the Depression Recovery live chat coming to you live from Portland, Oregon on, well, I won't tell you the street I live on, but the sun came out. It's November. It's supposed to be raining. All is right with the world, right? All right, so this is called an iPhone. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. And there's something called photos. I got to make an album of this character. Okay, it's not coming up. Let's try it again. We're going to show you Cyrus Wick in just a minute. The cat that came to replace Bruce. There he is right there. He's a big boy, isn't he? You can tell he's on Joan's right shoulder. Beautiful cat, isn't he? But let's see the white paw. Gorgeous. So he came to us all the way from Charlotte, Virginia. He's 3.5 years old. He was with a family who had another child. They were living in a cramped apartment. The child was screaming. The dog was barking. He had a nervous breakdown, so he came here to recover. Is he a ragdoll cat? Not at all. He's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful tabby. Has anyone gained weight on Seroquel? Me, yours truly. It's tough. It's hard to tell what my wife does. She sells seashells by the seashore. Very good. Anyway, one more time I'll show you the cat. Maybe let me try this over here. Isn't that lovely? That is a beautiful, beautiful cat. I'll show you another picture. Anyway, we're very happy to have him. He was called Mr. Wick from his last home. No, we didn't like that, so we called him Cyrus Wick. Cyrus is a great king of Persia, who in his day was the greatest king of all time, and he freed the Jews from Babylon, which is why he's mentioned in the Bible. Gorgeous. I had a bariatric surgery and don't want to regain. I'm not quite sure if that's true or you know, it's part of humor. But anyway, if you did have bariatric surgery, Jennifer Deanna, I hope you are able to maintain your weight. I tried to start a professional hide and seek team, but it didn't work out. It turns out good players are hard to find. These are really bad ragdoll jokes. All right. So what are we going to do? We have to get something better. So a good friend of mine's son gave this to me when he was 5. It says laugh out loud jokes for kids. Some of them are good. How did Thomas Edison invent the light bulb? Well, he had a bright idea. Okay, this is for kids. What does a rain cloud wear under its clothes? Thunderwear. And where do fleas buy their clothes? At a flea market, of course. I love that. Why was the broom late for school? It overswept. As I said, for 5-year-olds. But I like the fleas going to the flea market. All right, that's my contribution. It is now. I was just going to ask for another donation, and Jaybird, you read my mind. Douglas, you have any new medications coming down the pipeline or have recently come out and people experiencing success with? That's a really good question. I've been out of the antidepressant business for a while because I don't have my group anymore. But I never was in the business, but you're noticing it. But I know that Trintellix was a newer, what do you call it? A newer drug. But I would talk to your medical doctor, or better yet, go to a psychiatric nurse practitioner or a psychiatrist, or even a psychologist, and ask them about any new drugs. Or even better yet, just Google new drugs for depression, new medications for depression, see what comes up. They're always coming up with new medications. Okay, so that's my my feedback. Yeah, if you hear of if any of you here have success with medications, I don't see people on a regular basis anymore, but I still like to keep up to date. Email me douglasbloch@gmail.com. Jaybird, thank you for your $7 donation. And in terms, I hope I answered your question. Check with your doctor or Google it. I myself, I know there's something called Spravato that is ketamine that you can spray in your nose. That's pretty recent. Does anybody know about ketamine therapy? It's been around for about a year, and for some people, it really helps. Ketamine, of course, used to be a drug they used in raves. It's actually, I think, an animal tranquilizer. Anyway, my best time in this live chat is when Mohammed Ansanat said he was going to he was going to name his first child Douglas Bloch Al-Sanat. Now that I would like to see. All right. It is now 12:52, 8 minutes left. Let's see if we can answer some questions. It is very expensive, but I think Spravato is covered by insurance. Jack from Canada. Doug, you already know this, but life is good for me when I get adequate sleep, have a set routine, have an exercise plan. For now, it's walking and have various projects to do and have a social network. My God, you have just named the 5 things that people need for mental health, right? Social connection, purpose, sleep, exercise, and routine. You have named the big 5, Jack Henry. Absolutely right. And actually, in this handout that I encourage you all to get for free on my personal website, it talks about structure and routine. It talks about fulfilling work. It talks about exercise. It talks about sleep. All of these things, 50 of them. And you mentioned probably, by far some of the most important ones. Exercise, sleep, routine, work, and connection with people. If you have those 5 things going on, it's going to be very, very difficult for you to get depressed. And if you are depressed, it's going to really help with your mood. See, it's so simple, isn't it? Riding my motorbike, that's a great thing to do. Riding my bike clears my mind. I'm a sissy. I can't go on a bike that fast. How much exercise do you really need on a daily basis? The more the merrier. They say 150 minutes a week, which is what, 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. So it's about 20 minutes a day. Get your heart rate up, break a sweat. It's just as good an antidepressant as anything you could get from mild to moderate depression. Exercise helps so much. I feel better as soon as I start working out or running. Mark Nichols, you are so on the money. I'm having a new, coming out with an audiobook soon called When It Hurts Too Much to Live. Are you back east? I'm in Portland, Oregon. Or right by Douglas. Huh. Value in you live in the Pacific Northwest? I live in Portland, Oregon. Practice good sense, sleep, exercise, and nutrition. That's a good acronym. But yeah, they say 115 minutes a week, which is not really that much. But anything you do is good. Anything you do is good. Exercise promotes neurogenesis. What is neurogenesis, boys and girls? Anybody who knows prefixes or suffixes can tell me what that is. But what is neurogenesis? Neurogenesis. Gen. No, I didn't. Neurogen. I can't spell it. Anyway, you get the point. What is neurogenesis? Wrong spelling. Exercise endorphins, not quite it. What is neurogenesis? Exercise helps with depression because of neurogenesis. So what is neurogenesis? Carrie, I do 30 minutes a day, 2 to 4 miles per hour, 12 incline, and I'm 66. You young ones can do it. Yep, very good. I'm 73. When I was 66, I did exactly what you did. Is it better if you do outdoor stuff? Yes, I think cycling is always the best, or anything outside. But, if you can't get out, if the weather sucks, use your indoor, what is it called? Treadmill, or your indoor stationary bike, or lifts weights indoors, or, whatever. Use your elliptical. Neurogenesis is the forming of new neural connections. I just wrote that, yes. And also new brain cells. Genesis means generating, and birth, and neuro means brain. So I think it's actually neural connections, but I think it's also brain cells. If you put your grandma on speed dial, is it called Instagram? I've heard that. That's very cool. Wow, you just went to Long Island? That's where I grew up. Valuing you, Roslyn Heights. All right, so people living to 120 now, you're young. Come on, Carissa D. What do you mean people living to 120? One in a million, really. All right, Mr. Google. What is the definition of neurogenesis? Waiting for Mr. Google to reply. The growth and development of nervous tissue. Here it is. Neurogenesis is the process in which neurons, which are brain cells, are generated from neural stem cells in adult. This process differs than prenatal neurogenesis. Count on Wikipedia. See, when I was growing up and taking physiology, they said you're born with a certain amount of brain cells and that's it. So if you were born like 2 million, a lot more than that. As they die, you get less. But now we know that you're born with a certain amount of brain cells, but as they die, you can replace because of exercise and other things you can do. So you are not destined for senility. You are not destined to have your brain shrink. You're not destined for anything. I guess death and taxes, yes, but it's really about quality of life. And if you take good care of yourself, exercise, like, Jack said, nutrition, routine, structure, fulfilling work, as long as you don't have any really bad, genetic afflictions, like some people get cancer, you're going to do okay. Neurons that fire together wire together. Oh, how do you know that? Todd Noplace, very smart man. Yes, that's one of my favorite sayings. The best thing we can do when depressed is anything. Wayne Dyer. Now that is really, really good, because depression hates a moving target. I'm going to use that from one of my shorts. Anybody watching my shorts? I've been doing these shorts, these 30-second videos. Raise your hand. But Kelly Burns, that is very good. I'm going to use that, and I may even quote you on that. But that is going to be one of my shorts. Thank you very much. 12:59. Do we only have 1 minute left? Let's have a last minute donation here, shall we? And let me read some of these last comments. Mark Nichols, nice to see you. I have a desk elliptical. I will sit on the edge of my bed and watch TV. Wow. Mark Nichols, I try to get out even if the weather isn't as great as the fresh air in nature and daylight really helping, as they do everybody else. You are an animal like me and everybody else. I used to walk my dog every day, but he's 14 and health is fading. I miss the dog walks with him. Well, always learning. God bless your dog. I wonder if you could go to a dog park or, I don't know, maybe you could offer to walk somebody else's dog. You like walking in nature? So does every human being on the planet. I'm on Highway 66 and Cornell Road. Value in you? Really? I have been on Highway 26 and Cornell Road millions of times. Are you kidding me? I go on Cornell Road up to the Pittock, up to Pittock Mansion, the Audubon Society. I used to ride up there all the way up Cornell Road, all the way up to Thompson, all the way up to Skyline. I used to ride up and down Skyline Memorial Cemetery. I know exactly where you are. Well, give me a call. Stop back and let's have lunch or something. You like the shorts. I'm watching the shorts. I agree totally. Neurons that fire together, wired together. Absolutely. Someone just left a donation. $10 from Todd Nichols. Thank you, Todd, so much. Really appreciate that. Coming exactly at 1:01 p.m. And I love it when people have really cool gifs. All right. The best thing we can do when we get depressed is anything. God, I like that. Thank you so much, Kelly. Julianne, Chrissy, thank you so much for responding to me. I feel there's no way out and something else must be wrong with me besides being in a stage of grief. No, nothing else is wrong with you. You just had a big shock and your body's trying to get over it. It will get over it. What to say to someone whose mind is blank when they talk? They can only talk about themselves and can't talk about other things. They can't remember things. Well, just change the subject. Hey, what do you think of the fact that, what do you think of the elections? Or what do you think of the fact that we have this new telescope, the James Webb telescope, that can look 13 billion years into the past? Is that a miracle? Or listen to Beethoven's Emperor Piano Concerto. That's even a bigger miracle. $27.99. Someone, Lagai from Canada. Hey, Lisa, thank you for showing up at the last minute. Miss you. I respond to your comment, asked you to show up here, and you did. Thank you very much. Lisa is a really cool woman, lives in Alberta, Canada, and I used to go to a place called Glacier Park in America, right on the border of Alberta. I've been to Alberta a number of times, but I think you're a lot further north than the Canadian-American border. MS, what to say to someone? Yeah, change the subject. Just talk to somebody. Talk to something about something besides themselves. Grow them telomeres. Yeah, telomeres is the right word. That's the things that basically die as you get older, but if you can grow them, you extend your life. There's a big rush in scientific research to find out how to grow more telomeres, because that means someone like me could live to be 120. I wouldn't mind living to be 200. I'll tell you why. Born in 1949, I have seen the world has completely transformed in the last 73 years. Imagine how much more it's going to transform in the next 73. We're going to have people doing mental telepathy, walking on air. You mentioned, this is the days of miracles and wonders. This is the long distance call. Who said that? Paul Simon, from his iconic album, Graceland. This is the days of miracles and wonders. Well, send me value in you. Send me an email with your phone number. I'll send you a text, douglaspog@gmail.com, right there. Send me an email and put, in the headline subject line, getting together, and then I'll read it because I have so many emails. Have a good week. As Spock would say, live long and prosper. Is that what Spock said? Well, I thought that was something that was said in The Hobbit. Try to figure out why people act like this. If they are intentionally a-holes, walk away and leave them. But if it's not their fault, try to guide them into more dialogue. Yes, that's very nice. Kelly Burns, or your favorite Uncle Hubert. Yes, that was your comment. Thank you. Stay safe. Yes, everybody. Thank you for your contributions. Thank you for being here. Thank you for helping each other. Thank you for helping me. Because when you allow me to help you, then you help me. And after I sign off, Your favorite Uncle Hubert. I'm one of those people that a lot of I get confused about a narc and egotistical all the time. But trust me, from my point of view anyway, my egocentricity is nothing enjoyable. It's the result of childhood abuse. Well, you've got that understood, Uncle Hubert. Maybe in therapy you can help chip away at that. Anyway, thank you, Lagai. Thank you, Todd. Thank you, yeah, all of you who have been so generous today. Thank you all for showing up. And I'm going to end this stream right now, but you guys can continue to talk for the next 10 minutes. I will see you next Sunday, the 20th of November. Everybody have a good week. Stay safe. And remember what Jack Henry said. Sleep, exercise, social connection, work that you believe in or sense of purpose. And what was the fifth one? Sleep, exercise, social connection, work. Well, I don't know. I may have to look it up. What Jack Henry said were the things that keep him well. Sleep, exercise, maybe he said nutrition. I'm not going to find it, and I want to sign off. But if anybody can remember what Jack said about the things that help him. Oh, routine. Right, sleep, exercise, room. Yeah, sleep, exercise, routine, social connection, and fulfilling work. There you have it. All right, I got it. I hope that all of you can find 2 of those things or more to do. Good sleep, good exercise, connection with the people, daily routine, and some sort of fulfilling work or purpose. Boy, can't go wrong there. And until we meet again, I wish you the best in mental health recovery. Signing off until November 20th. This is Douglas George Bloch, recovering depressive and depression survivor.